Morning, 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 everyone, and welcome to the G&D Technology Program graduation. I'm very, very excited that we are welcoming you from Johannesburg in our beautiful country, South Africa, from everywhere where you're joining us in our parts of the country. So we are so excited to be welcoming you to this fantastic graduation. This is the first cohort in relation to the YIDI and TC partnership. So I know that G&D has done a lot of more work before us, but this is our first cohort, which we are very proud of at YIDI and TEC, that we're able to partner with G&D in this particular program. So my name is Rapelang Mutumi, and I will be the MC for the day to take you through how the program is going to look like. Just to begin with, we are going to be able to start with Jerusha giving us the keynote, who's the MD at G&D Mobile Security. And then later on, we'll also have Mrs. Jayashree Naidu, who is the CEO of YIDI. And then we'll also have Mr. Mbekezeli Kumalo, who is the program manager who has been working through the journey with these entrepreneurs. And then we will also have one of the entrepreneurs joining us to speak on behalf of all the entrepreneurs, who is Maya Le Motla from Meta Africa Digital Services. And we will close it off with Mr. Terence Baloyi, who is a CEO at BS Vision, who is the transformation specialist or the transformation expert. So just a little bit more about what this program is all about. This is an enterprise and supply development that is graduating technology or ICT businesses. And this ESD program is designed to develop tech startups to high growth, high impact, as well as supplier-ready entrepreneurs through advanced training, mentorship, market access, and asset investment. So these entrepreneurs that we are bringing in front of you today, they are market ready, they are supply chain ready, and they are investment ready. So also at the end of the program, we would like to open up for maybe one or two people who would like to maybe ask any question to any of our entrepreneurs, who will also have the opportunity to present their businesses to you. So if maybe you have a question or you have an opportunity to say that I like that business and I like to partner up with that business, or I've got an opportunity for that business, then you'll be welcome to do so. So the purpose of this graduation is also to display these businesses to everyone who is here and the world at large, to see what these companies are all about, in case there's any opportunity that you would like to partner with them on, or there's any opportunity or business or contract or anything that is of value to this business that you can be able to offer. And this is an opportunity for that interaction to be able to happen. So ours is a journey that continues to happen even beyond the program at TEC and YIDI. So you can also contact us if you want to further assist some of these entrepreneurs that we will be presenting to you today. So I'm very, very much excited. I don't want to take up much of your time. And I would just like to now be welcoming Jerusha, who's going to be taking us through the keynote address, and she will also be able to tell us more about what G&D is all about. And then just a little bit more about Jerusha. So Jerusha has spent most of her career as a sales and customer service leadership role, and she's able to inspire people to meet their objectives effortlessly, and she's committed and passionate about the G&D customer, the people that carry the organization through the day-to-day fulfillment of their duties, and of course, organization and support the organization ambitions. So I'm really, really excited to be welcoming Jerusha to come and give us the keynote address. And I believe that Jerusha is also excited to be seeing all these entrepreneurs graduate. So we started with 13, we are graduating 11 today. So and is 13 to 11, and I'm not going to say it in percentage. Percentage have a way of skewing things, because if you've got two people, one dropout is a 50% dropout rate, but I'm just going to put in numbers to say that it was from 13 to 11 that we are graduating today. So we are so excited to have you, Jerusha, to be graduating these fellow entrepreneurs and giving them the words of support to send them into the market to do great things that will change this country. So you can take it right away, Jerusha. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you. Thanks, Rapeleng. So maybe I start with our young entrepreneurs, because really today is about them, right?
Yes.
So as a young entrepreneur, you have many challenges to overcome. And you have taken the first step on your highway to accomplish a successful business. And I'd like to congratulate all of you on completing the G&D technology program. You are what the South African economy needs to help boost it. With an unemployment rate of 32%, we rely on young entrepreneurs such as yourselves to grow and develop your businesses so that you too can create jobs in return. Talking about job creation, I'm privileged to work for an international company that invests in South Africa, thus creating opportunities for the skilled as well as the semi-skilled population. And as close as 2018, G&D Mobile Security was a sales office with only 16 employees. When G&D decided to further invest in South Africa and build a factory here. Today, we have almost 60 employees. So, who is G&D Mobile Security? We are part of a family-owned business and are driven by family values. Our core is encompassed with security and technology. So I'd like you to just close your eyes for a minute and let's imagine your day. When we wake up in the morning, we check our phones for missed messages, the weather, the news, whatever it may be. Buy a coffee on the way to work, and of course we have to pay for this. I mean, the method is irrelevant, whether it's cash, card, phone, or maybe even your smartwatch. And you know, today I need to go and renew my driver's license and passport. And maybe I'll finally get that ID card I've been promising to get for years now. Guess what? G&D was with me throughout my day. From the security and technology that fires up my cell phone to payments and government solutions. This is G&D, and I'm proud to be leading the local mobile security entity. As a sign of the company's commitment, our mobile security group CEO, Carsten Ahrens, has even joined our call today. What does G&D help us to achieve here in South Africa? We want to be part of our community and contribute to its sustainability. Thus, not only do we take on interns within our company, we also spend on external learnerships as well. In addition, we have set up a computer lab for underprivileged children at a school in Tembisa to give them access to technology and assist them to bridge the digital divide. As part of the launch of the computer lab, we advised the grade 12 learners on careers within the ICT sector, as well as having an entrepreneurial mindset. I re-emphasized with them the need to grab the opportunities. If there's a need in the community, they have the opportunity to start a business and close the gap. With the unemployment rate as high as it is, they cannot rely on the corporates to hand them the opportunities they seek. By sponsoring the G&D technology program, again, we have an opportunity to invest in our community, helping you to further enhance your skills so that your business grows to be successful. And from the initial panel of young entrepreneurs that was presented to us by Yidi and Teek, we chose Mafra to set up and deliver the computer lab for us. Tato is the owner of Mafra. And Tato, let me say that your professionalism and inclusion of the community around the school was exemplary. Tato used the community in the area to tile the floors, to reinforce the ceiling with barbed wire. He even found an armed response company that could go to the school in the event of a break-in. Thank you, Tato, for ensuring the G&D-sponsored lab will be safe, and thus continued to be used for many years to come. The program was run by Yidi and Teek, and it has been a pleasure working with such professional individuals that put our needs first. If you're looking for examples of successful entrepreneurs, you need to look no further. Jayshree and Rapeleng would have started their businesses much like you have, and they will tell you that their success is attributed to many hours, days, and even years of hard work and dedication. I extend my heartfelt thanks to Jayshree, Rapeleng, and the team for running such an amazing program. And special thanks to BS Vision, Terence and Katlejo, for introducing Yidi and Teek to G&D and coordinating the efforts so that all teams came together for successful execution of the program. BS Vision is another great example of a small business growing from strength to strength and testimony to the hard road to success. They are instrumental in helping us design and execute our BEE strategy. So our dear young entrepreneurs graduating from the program today, I hope you will carry the lessons learned during the program with you and make a phenomenal success of your business. Always remember that hard work beats talent. 9 months ago at the program opening, I quoted Nelson Mandela. It always seems impossible until it's done. Now I would like to leave you with another one of his quotes. Make mistakes. Do not judge me by my successes. Judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again. Remember the message. Continue to get up and move forward. You will achieve the success you seek. Thank you. Rapeleng, over to you again.
Thank you very much, Jerusha. That was really a heartfelt message, and I believe that our entrepreneurs really got so much nuggets of wisdom from the message, and they're really comforted to hear from you how you have really encouraged them and how G&D is committed to continue to build our community and give back to our community. So thank you very much for your commitment in building small businesses that we believe that they are the anchor of this economy. So thank you so much. And then the next up, we will go to Mrs. Jayshree, and then just a bit about Jayshree. Jayshree is the CEO of Yidi, a company that focuses on innovation and strategy consulting, incubation design and management, entrepreneurship and supply development, and digital e-learning solution. She has developed several frameworks and models for innovation and incubation and has created several structured accelerator programs for startups and growth entrepreneurs, as well as leadership programs for corporates. She was the founder and head of Standard Bank Incubator program that focused on growing and developing entrepreneurs and improving innovation stack of the bank and its corporate clients. The several pillar incubator model that she created was also applied to the launch of the first incubator outside of South Africa for the bank within Maputo in Mozambique. She has held several leadership roles in South Africa that include position at the Development Bank of Southern Africa, Discovery, ABSA, and Internet Solutions. She was previously the CEO of Phoenix, a crowdfunding platform for students launched by the bank, a board member of Junior Achievement South Africa, as well as the chairperson of Southern African Innovation Network, and held a seat on the National Advisory Council on Innovation. She is a professional speaker and has been featured in several magazines, include the CO magazine, SA Innovator, Destiny, Fastcar, and has been published in the Innovation Journal. She is a guest lecturer at many of the South Africa's top university on the topic of innovation, incubation, strategy, and digital disruption. She was previously identified as one of the top 25 global fintech influencer. She has local and international experience in the field of strategy, consulting, innovation, entrepreneurship, and e-commerce. She has worked in the following sectors: technology, manufacturing, health, insurance, finance, development, finance, and education. Her qualification includes MBA, CIIB, and honors in e-commerce and IT. So that is Jayshree. That's going to be coming up just to give us the message of support to the entrepreneurs. Take it right away, Jayshree, and thank you very much. I know that you won't be able to show your face, so we would have really liked to enjoy seeing your face, but we are really glad that you managed to join us in this graduation.
Thank you so much, Rapalang, and thank you for reading out my profile. You know, I've known Rapalang for so many years, and I met Rapalang many years ago at the Branson Center for Entrepreneurship, but that's a story for another day. So by now, Rapalang, you should know my profile off by heart. It's been a pleasure, actually, and maybe this is a message that I should share with some of the entrepreneurs as well. When I first met Rapalang, he was an entrepreneur trying to get as much business development support from the newly opened Branson Center of Entrepreneurship. And I remember after delivering a lecture on innovation, I was approached by Rapalang and he said to me, Miss Naidu, please can I come and spend some time with you? I want to work with you. And since then, you know, Rapalang has been a facilitator on programs. He's run the compliance part of our programs. And that relationship has now evolved to a partnership relationship. And I think that's a lesson that we should take away as well for many of you entrepreneurs, that the opportunity to collaborate with one another. Don't see each other necessarily as competition, but rather as an opportunity to collaborate with one another, to pitch for business together, to really support one another from an access to market perspective. Over the past 3 years, as YIDI and with support from individuals like Rapalang, we have delivered technology focused programs for over 70 technology businesses. Many of those businesses have grown. They've leveraged the access to market linkages that have been created for them, and they now have become suppliers to some really big organizations out there. And I'm hoping that entrepreneurs that are graduating on today's program as well, you see this as an opportunity to really position yourselves as leaders in the technology space, but also as companies representing, and Raparang mentioned this earlier, we live in a great country. We don't showcase the talents that we have enough to create these access to market opportunities. And we know as small businesses, it's difficult to unlock opportunities within large corporates. And I'm very, very privileged to have an organization like GND Mobile and GND putting their name behind a program like this, because by association to some of these larger companies, we are hoping that it creates access to market opportunities for all of you as well. So, with that said, I'm not going to bore you with framework discussions on how the program has been run. All of you have experienced it firsthand. I would like to say that we believe in a program that's delivered by entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs. I know Youmbe has spent so much time with each one of you as well, trying to identify the gaps in your businesses and bridging those gaps. But entrepreneurs, please remember that this is a journey. So it doesn't end with your graduation. You have got to continue building your skills. We often work in our businesses and we don't take the time to work on our businesses. So start looking at opportunities to grow your skills. gather some of those certifications online, ensure that you continue to learn and grow. And we will be there throughout your journey. So, as Rapalang said earlier, we have a lifelong relationship with the entrepreneurs on our program. So, it won't end with today's graduation. Please continue communicating with us on the WhatsApp group that we've created for you. And we are so looking forward to your growth and success as individuals and as companies. And we're looking forward to hearing success stories of how you have worked together to support one another as well. Thank you so much, Rapalang. I'll hand over back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Jeshi, and thank you very much for touching on where really the journey started. I think that was 2012, 13 there, around about when we met. And it's amazing to see how the relationship has grown so strong until today. And that shows that collaboration is the new innovation. And that's what's led us to be where we are today. So thank you very much for that. And I'm going to be welcoming next up Mr. Mbekezeli Kumalo. We call him Mbe. He's a program manager at the UDTC, and he's the one who has walked the journey with some of these entrepreneurs. I know that some of these entrepreneurs, when they just see the number, coming from Bay, some of them, maybe they ignore that number, or they just, put that phone on silent because they know that it's going to be Mbe looking for something from them regarding the program. But I believe that they had fun and they had a great time working with these entrepreneurs. And Mbe is such a quintessential professional who has vast experience within the space of coaching, mentorship, and working with and just a little bit about some of his experiences. He has worked in the corporate supply chain transformation strategy, including the preferential procurement and supplier development, and then also work within the supply chain and category strategy, mentorship and incubation, enterprise and supply development policy and charter formulation, setup of development and implementation of hackathons and rapid innovation initiatives, and also small to medium business funding access and market linkages, and enterprise and supply development strategy and implementation. So he normally facilitates on governance, organizational skills and leadership, go-to-market strategy, and then he also has worked with the South African Institute of Professional Accountants, KwaZulu-Natal Department of Transport, BCX, KwaZulu-Natal Department of Agriculture and Rural Development, SAB Miller Telkom. So he has quite a vast experience in the space where he is operating. And then he holds a Bachelor of Science in Quantity Surveying honors from WITS and the MIT Global Startup Labs Massachusetts Institute of Technology for Global Startup Labs alumni. And then, he has done quite a lot of things. Where we also met from the Branson Center of Entrepreneurship. And then he also did some work at the GIFs. So he's quite a solid professional, and hence we were able to really get such amazing results with these entrepreneurs. And he will talk us through some of the achievement and success of these entrepreneurs. They will get to present themselves also. And then, I'm really excited about what Mbe was able to achieve with them. So over to you, Mbe.
Rapalang, thank you, colleagues. Good morning. It's great to have all of you back in our call again. I know it's been some time. As mentioned by the colleagues, the G&D technology program was actually quite special. It was a collection of high impact small to medium enterprises in ICT, which are actually quite difficult to get at times, especially businesses that are post-revenue, businesses that have legitimate clients, etc. Not so much startups. It's actually difficult to get businesses in ICT that have already started having traction and building a name for themselves. So just finding you as beneficiaries was a very special thing. And that came because of our vast network at ED as well as EEC, a vast network of entrepreneurs. Then the program began through a very rigorous gap analysis process, as mentioned by Jayshree. And there was continuous contact from me getting a hold of the entrepreneurs. There's a lot of information they had to give. And we developed reports which then guided us in putting together a way forward, a fit for purpose, built for each business way development growth path. There were group sessions, there were also one-on-one sessions that focused on very important aspects in the businesses. I mean, we had group sessions from subject matter experts that ranged from strategy, go-to-market strategy as mentioned, finance, human capital, which I think these are things that everything that isn't sales and growth is what I think a lot of entrepreneurs struggle to keep up with. Compliance, tax, VAT, and all SARS related issues, HR, human capital, UIF, COIT, these kinds of things. And with the lockdown for the last 12 months, these sort of compliance related issues, when they fall by the wayside, you actually lose funding and support opportunities. I mean, I remember last year around May when these stimulus small business opportunities were presented, a lot of businesses fell literally on their, or their taxes were behind, etc., or they didn't have the tax clearance PIN, and so on. So these things are small until they're not small, until they're really big, until they're a big deal. So assisting the businesses through masterclasses of covering these different topics, costing and estimating in a business, performance management, project management, etc., is really what the program covered. But the program also had a capital investments component, which was very special, where we looked into the businesses individually and found certain an investment that we can make to assist the business in its ability to compete in the market. I think what I'd like to do is let me maybe introduce the entrepreneurs. They will introduce themselves and let them speak for themselves, just so you can hear a bit more about who they are and what it is they do. So I'm just going to share my screen. Hopefully you'll be able to see. It should be there. Okay. So I'll be calling the entrepreneurs one by one and for them to introduce themselves. So starting with Isaac. Isaac, I'm not sure if you're on the call. Isaac, Tabang Maimela. Okay, I don't think Tabang, I didn't see Tabang in the call earlier. But Tabang is the CEO and founder of Wellstrong, an ICT solutions business, passionate about making an impact in communities through technologies, core products and services, web development, app development, and agriculture development, as well as marketing. What's really special about Tabang's business is the work. So he's based in Limpopo, and the work he's been doing in introducing technology in the agriculture space in Limpopo has been quite impressive. In fact, during the program, he was able to secure further investment. He had been applying, he had submitted an application for his investments for his agri-tech solution and managed to secure 6 months worth of funding as well as support in the province for his innovation. So that's a bit about Tabang. So we're going to move to the next entrepreneur, that's Komozumoko. Komozumoko, I know you're on the line, so you can go ahead and introduce yourself, Komozumoko.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Komozumoko, and I am the co-founder of a company called Nexim Solutions. We are an ICT solutions house and provide software. By software, I mean databases, application servers, security, app defense, and hardware solutions. And we are mainly focusing on Oracle engineered solutions. And lastly, we are a consulting firm and focusing on project management, business analysis, and training. We are a certified Oracle corporate trainers. We recently started working on technological development of cloud technologies and solutions, and we are offering more project and program management aspect of the value chain. As an Oracle University approved education center and reseller, Nexum aims to build and share capabilities to groom enterprise resources from both technical and non-technical environment and equip them with the necessary tools, methodologies, knowledge bases to be able to support the business. This ranges from project management, Oracle applications and technologies, enterprise line access, and this is achieved through the World Design Training Program certified through the Oracle University and any other international organization to support highly specialized industry-specific certifications to be achieved. At Nexum, we assist customers, both existing and new ones, to maximize value of their biggest investment. So from software licensing, components and product options. And we have been successfully ensuring that our clients' Oracle software shouldn't just be technically excellent, but should also then support and conform to the business needs and goals. And that's a brief overview of the company. Thank you.
So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, we're going to move on to the next entrepreneur. And that is Leslie Leboho. Leslie, if you can please unmute yourself and tell us a little more about your business, Leslie.
Okay, thanks, Bear. Hi, everyone. My name is Leslie Leboho. I'm in an IT company, so we specialize in software development, app development, but our industry that we focus on is fintech and resourcing in the corporate world. So basically, we also do managed services where we resell Microsoft licenses and other OEMs and middleware integration as well as cloud. So basically, that's what we do, end-to-end IT.
Lesedi, thank you. And I think it's important to mention regarding Lesedi, he was the one business on the program that is a fintech dev company, legitimate core fintech dev company, focusing on various aspects of fintech, such as payment gateways, etc. And it's always been so amazing speaking to Lesedi, particularly because of how much fintech has been exploding in Africa recently. Having someone like him on the program with his insights has been amazing. Thanks, Lesedi. Okay, we're going to move on to Maya Le Motla. Maya Le, if you can tell us more about your business. Maya
Le? Good morning, everybody. I trust you guys can hear me well. I'm Maya Le Motla from Meta Africa, but we're registered as Africa Meta Digital Services. We are an ISP, Internet Service Provider, and web applications provider for township and rural communities. We specifically focus on that part of the ground where internet solutions are unable to reach the community members. We provide Wi-Fi hotspots, and yeah, we've been quite a good beneficiary of the program, but I'll talk more about it in the section where I get to speak to you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Motiba. Thank you, Motiba. Moving on, our next business is trading, owned by Ms. Nobubele Mahlangu. Nobubele.
trading, which is a software.
Nobubele, you're a bit slow. I think it's your connectivity.
Project management.
Nobubele.
Which allows us to focus on your business, all aspects of your business, not only delivering the best possible solution.
Youmbe, I suggest that we maybe you talk through her business. I'm just gonna mute her quickly now and then
Please do.
It is
Okay.
yeah, maybe you can just talk through her business because we really can't hear her. Yeah, I think it's a network connectivity. Even if I can say we can put her for later, it will
okay.
still
Can you
maybe
hear
give
me
us a
better?
problem.
Hello?
Hi, Nobubele.
Hi. Hi. Yeah, my network is kind of.
Okay, it's fine, Nobubele. Mbe will just talk through your business because we are having difficulties hearing you. Yeah, so Mbe, can you just talk through her business? And then, yeah, seems like we can't get hold of her.
100%. So Nobubele's business has been a really exciting business to work with. She's been a phenomenal entrepreneur that I've had the opportunity of working with. Volume Trading does do sort of hardware resale, but also focuses a lot on software development. And Nobubele uses a very interesting model where she has postgraduate, master's and PhD software development students, graduates, who she uses or she works with to do development work for the software solutions that he's had recently has been developing a language translating app. It's going to be more than an app, really a full solution that works on really colloquial languages, local languages, indigenous languages, and preserving them through technology, particularly for the enrichment of young kids who we definitely see are losing touch with the indigenous languages. So that's a very exciting program that Nobubele has been telling me about, and they've been doing a lot of great work there. I'm actually looking forward to seeing how that's going to go with time. So thank you, Nobubele. Network was a bit slow there, but thank you so much. And then the next entrepreneur is Randani Sinyaka. Randani, I know you are in Limpopo, and I know network sometimes is a bit unreliable, but let's see if we can hear you. Randani, I don't know if we can hear Randani. Randani, if you can unmute yourself. Okay, if Randani is not coming online, I can see him on the call, but he might be having connectivity issues. Randani's business is Black Wealth Institute, which focuses on a number of solutions, which started actually as a business that was servicing in the broadcast industry. He was focusing more on radio stations as well as broadcasting institutions in the Limpopo area. He then grew the business and started to see a big need for being an ISP for connectivity in certain parts of Thohoyandou in Limpopo, especially because of how underserviced those areas are in terms of cell connection, data, etc. So he's been working really hard in setting up an ISP in that side of town and growing it, and utilizing an investment we've made in his business, utilizing it to grow his sort of outdoor Wi-Fi solution, particularly because the big cell providers usually focus on their cell towers the metros and the big metros, so there's great connectivity there, but the connectivity in the outskirts and the more rural parts where there's literally hundreds and thousands of people living in those rural parts of provinces like Limpopo, there just isn't enough infrastructure investment in connectivity and data. And there's a huge, huge hub of youth in that part of the world that's on their cell phones literally day and night. So Randani is right there. He's right in that position in ground zero, and his business is starting to provide and plans on providing, expanding the access to data and connectivity in across rural Limpopo. So that's Randani. Our next business is Sandile Africa, who has submitted an apology. He, funny enough, is at a training session for a course that we assisted his business in terms of a capital investment. So he's actually on the training session this week and is away. But C Africa Holdings is an ICT services provider who does core products and services. They do hardware and software resales. They do a lot of support. So during the G&D program, during the master classes and the group sessions, I found Sandile was actually quite often on the road or dialing in from client. Yeah, that's how busy they were as an outbound support, ICT support services business. So C Africa Holdings has an experienced founder and management team with growth plans as well as innovations that promise to deliver exceptional growth for the business. What I love most about C Africa Holdings is that during this program, the business moved from being a Gauteng-based business to also having some work in KZN. So we found Sandile moving between Gauteng and KZN quite a lot and displaying growth even during the program, which was quite encouraging for us. Next, we have Sipadi Mapanga. Sipadi, I know you are with us. Sipadi, if you can unmute yourself and go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. We are for SF. We are a small IT company made up of 4 specialists with a combined experience of 50 years. We are committed to keeping businesses, homes, and schools connected in the most cost-effective manner, secure and stable. We've got a primary focus on IT operations, service management, and technical practice. Some of our key product offerings include office automation, mobile development, bring your own device policies and compliance structures, cost reduction in infrastructure and networking, security, and IT procurement of sales hardware and licenses.
Fantastic, thank you, Sipadi. Okay, and the next business is Mafra from Tato Mafura. Tato, I know you're with us. If you can unmute yourself and go ahead, Tato.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Tato Mafura. I'm the founder and co-owner of Mafra Tech Solutions. Mafra Tech Solutions is an IT infrastructure company whereby we offer fiber and UTP solutions. We are FOA accredited, which is Fiber Optic Association, which is an international accreditation. We are also Molex accredited and certified. We are currently busy with our PV Green Card certification, which is for solar solutions. Besides hardware IT infrastructure, we also into hardware, software, and consumable sales. We are also specialize in interactive technology, which is smart boards. We are also offering CCTV and access control solutions. So we are an end-to-end ICT solutions company. I must also say that we were all favored to build the Tembisa School Lab by G&D together with TEEC, YIDI, and BS Vision, who was managing the project. This opportunity didn't just benefit us monetarily, but it has honed and developed our skills immensely. Because what had happened is we have now developed project management skills, construction skills, and we have also created valuable networks within this program, whom we'll be collaborating with for future projects. And we are looking forward to being not just a Gauteng-based company, but to be a national-based company. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Tato. As Tato was mentioned, he was part of a supply development opportunity which formed part of this program. So I'm just going to speak a little more for the audience about what Tato discussed. Jerusha did mention this at the beginning. So I'm just going to play the video and speak on what was what the opportunity was that Tato is referring to. So Rapelang, I'm hoping you can see the video.
Yes, I can see the video.
Okay, fantastic. So the school was Zidigeni Secondary School in Tembisa, and the school was selected to benefit in the form of a computer lab that was funded and sponsored by GND. The lab, as you can see, had a number of brand new computer units that are Core i3. The lab is built in Tembisa, and the security features, as mentioned earlier by Jerusha, include barbed wire in the ceilings. There are motion sensor beams, the CCTV cameras that can actually monitor, that give the teacher, the school teacher, or the classroom teacher ability to see all four corners of the classroom and what the students are getting up to. What's been amazing really about the computer lab is that, firstly, given youth unemployment in this country being at 74% odd, we're definitely facing a significant crisis in terms of youth unemployment and economic development and opportunity. This computer lab really serves as a chance, a lifeline in Tembisa for school kids to be able to use it in terms of things such as jobs, searching for jobs, and it really assists the electronic working future that we are finding ourselves in, so that they can hone those skills of how to use computers to learn and access opportunity moving forward. So what you're seeing is visuals of the actual school launch, where we launched the school with the provincial department. As you can see, Tato was just doing a run through of how the different computer systems work, and the fellow there in the middle there is a member of MEC Panyazali Sufi's team. And really, the sterling job that Tato had done in terms of employing local partners in delivering the lab was, I think, the most important part of the journey. He employed people to assist in the painting of the classroom, in the tiling, as previously mentioned, also in painting the logo of the school, and really worked hand in hand with the ICT coordinator of the school, and as well as the community at large. So thanks for the amazing work, Tato. Okay, so next business is Temba Chauke. Temba, I know you're on the line. If you can also then please just unmute yourself. Temba?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Temba Chauke, the founder of Peace Security Services. Peace Security Services is a security provider that is registered with PCRA, the body that control security industry. We as Peace Security, we have all developed a system that will help, that is help other security also in the ICT space in connecting with their client. Also is helping in connecting the the health and emergency and safety department to know what is happening all around. If you look at the situation, we were doing research recently on the situation that has happened in KwaZulu-Natal. You get to realize that most people in the safety and security and emergency, there were people who work in those departments. Their comment where they didn't know where those people who were calling, where they are and what was happening. So in our system, with our system in the ICT space, it's able to help people to help the emergency and safety to know direct where people are calling from and to know exactly the addresses and everything that people are doing. That is what we have seen in the security and industry. Apart from that, in the ICT space will help also. It help also in integrated. It's an integrated system that is connected to our client, and also it helping our client also to know exactly to monitor their places, to monitor also the movement around their houses. So in a short word, I can say we have also discovered a lot of gap that has been happening in the security industry for a long time. If you look at people in the rural area, like for example, we were in Limpopo. The people there, they are also looking for a security, but they cannot afford. So either with our ICT system, we were able to say we can work with them, and they can be able to get security just like any other people in the suburb and in the township area. So at Prison Security Services, we are ready to take the market. We are ready also to title the obstacles that our people in the township and the rural area have been struggling with to get security to come to them. We are working with all those security companies that are there in the rural and the township areas. We are looking forward to work with others also. Thank you.
Themba, thank you so much. Another great story of the G&D program. One of the amazing things Themba observed in terms of growth as a business is that, as mentioned, they did provide some guarding and security service work in Limpopo in, is it a game farm, sort of like a game reserve. And because there weren't that many guests in, given the lockdown and all sorts of travel restrictions for leisure, what Themba had the fortune of is that the owners of the game park, I think it is, increased Themba's scope because they found that his security company is there, his staff is there. They started asking him to do more than security. So they then found themselves not so much pivoting, but organically growing into being a facilities management services provider for businesses in hotel and leisure, particularly in places surrounding the Kruger, which I think is amazing. It's an amazing story. And all this during the lockdown. And what he's touching on and speaking on regarding the technology innovation is that they've been working to develop a ICT security system that includes a panic button as well as remote surveillance and the ability to do services in the form of ambulances, etc. Now, this seems quite normal for us here in the cities, but Themba's experience on the ground in places like Limpopo near game reserves, extremely rural, almost inaccessible. So that sort of emergency reaction in terms of beyond just security services, but ambulances, etc. Emergency services is actually quite difficult to coordinate that in rural areas, given issues such as signal, lack of data, etc. So they're working on fixing that. And I can't wait to see the finished product, Themba. Thank you. Okay, and the last business, I believe, is Tshegofatso. Tshegofatso, I know you're on the line. If you can please unmute yourself and tell us more.
Good morning still. Good morning, everybody. My name is Tshegofatso Dludla. As stated, I'm from the Robo Steam Train, and we are an edutech company. We teach coding and robotics to young children in schools, in our own club, as well as online. And our basic aim is to make sure that children are not only able to participate in the fourth industrial revolution, but they are also not just consumers of technology and rather creators of technology. So we help them, we enhance their learning of maths and science using robotics and coding, and we assist them to to use technology in a more creative way rather than just being zombified, looking and watching other people play games on YouTube as some of our kids do. We are also in the process of developing one of the first educational robots in South Africa that will be used as part of the robotics and coding curriculum that the kids will be able to use to learn how to build robots, to also learn how to code, both in English and in different South African languages. We have been growing since January 2020, and we have come quite far over the past few months. Thank you. That's us.
Thank you, Tsogofatso. So colleagues, that is the businesses and their profiles. As you can see, a very vast and wide variety of businesses doing amazing things, from security to infrastructure to fintech to edutech through robotics and coding. What an amazing journey it has been working with these phenomenal entrepreneurs. Rapelang, over to you.
All right. All right, thank you very much, Mbe, for the amazing presentation of entrepreneurs. I don't know why Tsogofatso didn't mention that she's currently the Mrs. SA finalist. I think that was also such a great achievement, and that has just happened recently over the past few days. So she earned the Mrs. South Africa finalist status. So
that's what we do in our spare time. It's a spare time thing.
Yeah, you're allowed to brag and shine about everything, but thank you so much for that presentation. So without taking much of Mayele's time, because we are now going back to Mayele to be able to finish on his presentation and be able to speak on behalf of all the entrepreneurs and talk about his experience, about how the program has benefited him in all the matters related to his business. So Maile, I don't know if you are able to come back online just so that you can take us through your message.
I hope you guys can see me a bit clearer. Sorry, I just want to fix up my camera. Good morning once again. I guess I get to greet you all properly now. To our amazing guests, our sponsors, investors in the program, some of the people who've taught us in the program, and members of TIC and YEIDI. I'm grateful for this opportunity to represent my fellow cohort members. It's been quite an amazing program. I think the amount of weeks and months we spend with the team at TIC and YEIDI it's something you can't put into words in terms of what the value we take from this program. And we're very grateful for all that we've received through the guys. So once again, to introduce myself, I'm Mayele Motla from African Meta Digital Services. The word Meta meaning local in Swahili. And later I'll explain to you why our name is actually Africa Local Digital Services. But in essence, we are an ISP service provider whose products include software development and deployment in the form of web-based applications. And we also set up and maintain internet network infrastructure and sell internet services at the last mile, specifically for township and rural communities. So for Meta Africa, when we started our journey with YEIDI, it was quite interesting because we didn't even start as Meta. We started out as Versatile Project Solutions, somewhat of a business with an idea of what we want to do, but not really being able to say, this is exactly what we do. We had some experience with working with government and government clients, but we had trouble properly securing the type of projects that would secure us in our industry, that would say, this is Meta Africa and this is what they do. And I really have to say, it's interesting that in the description of the name of YEIDI, you actually have the word Design Institute at the end, and they actually helped us through our redesign process of moving from versatile project solutions to Africa Meter digital services. So we went from guys without a good idea, or with a good idea, but not really having processes and systems around the idea, to being able to say that today we are Meter Africa, and our mission is to make it easy to buy and sell goods and services by providing digital platforms for thriving local markets in the fourth industrial revolution. See, during our program, we got to learn quite a few things, and we got to actually, for the first time in a long time, work on our business and not in our business. And I'll give you an example of some of the things we learned. I mean, I remember, we came in and met Youmbe in our first week, and I never thought, no, this guy would be one of the guys who teaches us a lot of knowledge, but also follows up with us. And with him, we went through our go-to-market strategy. I remember having to sit back and actually think about what it is I'm going to do in the market and how I approach my customers. Through the go-to-market strategy session, I was able to realize, okay, my business is a business-to-business company and a business-to-customer. So I'm B2B2C. And I had to start to build the strategies, and not just build them, but implement them at the same time. That's another thing about this program offered by GND and AD. You don't just learn, but you have to apply, and very quickly. I remember when we were with Arisha and we did human capital, and she taught us that, yes, it's one thing to be compliant, but it's another to build a strategy around what you have and what you know. We actually walked out of the session, and one of the jokes was, how about we get someone else to pay for our labor? This, it may sound insane, but there are so many programs out there. There are so many opportunities out there that if we as entrepreneurs take the time to understand how each part of our business works, or each function of our business works, and how it works in our macro environment, we can start to use those programs to even pay for our own human resources. But first, you must build this strategy. I remember sitting with Jay Naidu, and he would make us look at our business model canvas. That business model canvas. It forces you to really think on your business, but also put your business into place in a set of blocks that actually allow you to understand your business yourself, and also explain it to those who work with you and who work alongside your business. I remember with Rapelang, we went through compliance. Yeah, it's ticking boxes, but it's also solidifying and strengthening your business. So what I'm saying in essence is, with this program, we went around looking at our 8 business functions, as those with NBAs would look at it, but more importantly, how they currently work and how we can build plans to move us forward. Sorry if I've missed anyone else in terms of the classes we've done, but I just wanted to give that example to say, this program has given us time to actually look at our businesses, work on the businesses, and working on how to move the businesses forward. Now, this benefits us also because there's more that the program has brought into our businesses besides just the teachings. There's words that Bear would say to me when we talk about investing in the future, and he says, if you're not putting money in, then what does it mean? And I would like to say GND actually put their money where their heart is when it concerns this PEE program, because they went further in terms of investing in our businesses. We can see with what the investment that Tato went through in terms of the deployment of their solution, all the way to even myself. They assisted with the licensing process. So what we're seeing in this program as a beneficiary is there are people out there who not only want to teach us to grow our businesses or run our businesses better, but are willing to invest once they see that performance actually showing. Now, what that translates to for a business like mine is we came in with a half-done business idea, and we walked out as a business that's fully able to market themselves online. We've walked out as a licensed business. We've walked out as a business with a full-on business model. And recently, this is good news I was actually going to share with the team a bit later, but recently, we've just been chosen to take part in a project that's held by the CSIR and the United Nations Development Program, where we'll be deploying TV white space technologies in Limpopo under the Waterberg region. Now, this, even just me putting a proposal together for that specific program, comes from some of the learnings I've gone through through YIDI and the TEAC and G&D program. And I'm really happy with all those of us who've been able to graduate, are graduating today. I believe we'll be doing a lot of work in the future. And before I can say goodbye, I really have to thank the team at TEAC and YIDI. We really appreciate you guys. There's a lot you've put into us that we cannot put into words. The team at BS Vision, we're really grateful to you guys as well. You know, for the first time in a long time, you were able to put across the message that doing BEE isn't just about ticking boxes. It's about pulling in value for both the investor and the beneficiary. And I believe, you know, in the future, all your work will show. And more especially to G&D, thank you for taking a step aside from what other businesses are doing, seeing an opportunity to invest in us as businesses and business people, and showing that, you know, we can work together with international corporations. I think I can speak for fellow beneficiaries when I say, look out for us in the future. And we look forward to deploying even G&D solutions to our township and rural communities in the future. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much for that heartfelt presentation, Mayele. And I think what I also have to bring out strongly out of all the presentations that were done, I know that there wasn't enough time for them to really showcase that they are very well established businesses. So these are not ideation businesses. This is not an ideation program. So this is a program for companies that are already post revenue and that are already active in the marketplace. And there was no much time to take you through, you know, the fact that they already have clients and how much they're turning over into their businesses to show that they're credible businesses that you can trust, that you can do business with. So all of these businesses were already trading, and then we accelerated their growth. So they are market access ready, they are investor ready, they are supply chain ready. So these are the future of South Africa and businesses to consider when you need some of the services that they have just mentioned. So I'm just going to go now to Terence from BS Vision, who are the great partners also in this program. They are the great stakeholders in the program. So Terence Baloyi is a BBB consultant and a transformation specialist who is the founder and the CEO of BS Vision. And I will just hand over to him to be able to do for us the closing comments. And he also want to give a little bit of the message of support to the entrepreneurs as well, and thank all the stakeholders. Terence, over to you.
All right, thanks, Rapelang. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I think one thing I understand is I know that COVID has had like adverse impacts, negative effects to the society as a whole. In fact, it has turned the world upside down. But one thing I think I miss quite a lot is the smell of coffee and croissants and the networking that would have taken place in such a session. It would have been quite beautiful to actually meet a lot of you, ladies and gentlemen, and sort of chat through and catch up on a lot of things. But mine will be short. Basically, I'd like to sort of extend a token of appreciation to the various stakeholders and the team and the people that sort of played a part within this entire program. I think the first one is to Jerusha and the G&D MS team. I think I'm quite astonished in terms of the leadership that is displayed by Jerusha, primarily because across the industry with people that we've worked with, they've displayed a different attitude towards transformation. It's more about taking the boxes and so forth, but the commitment and interest that has been shown by the G&D team is one of wanting to be involved, one of wanting to tap into unfamiliar territories, doing the unknown, with the hope that it would sort of result into a positive impact. And I can safely say we have sort of seen those results across the years from having worked with them. So I think for me that's I'd like to thank that type of leadership that is displayed by the team. I think their ESD strategy, if I can touch base a little bit about it as well, there were times where there were direct investments that were made when we were sort of starting out directly to beneficiaries. But as you would know, throwing money to the problem is not always the solution. There were times where skills were sort of transferred, I think, similar to this program. That's where I think at the heart of trying to develop a lot of these businesses, we've sort of taken that strategy with the G&D team to capacitate instead of throwing money at the problem and collecting the points and then saying, we've got the BE certification and that's it. But you can clearly see they've been involved within the SED project. They have been involved at the inception of this ESD program as well. That for me shows leadership that is quite outstanding. There have been procurement opportunities. I mean, Mafra Tech, we do not have a track record of having worked with them. A lot of companies would run to familiar territories as opposed to providing opportunities to people they do not know. But that appetite for me says a lot about the nature and character of the organization and their attitude towards transformation. And for me, it's one of the outstanding attitudes that one can find when working with certain companies. And I think for me, that's purely from that level. I just like to thank G&D for having made this possible. You have shown serious interest in developing our communities together with the entrepreneurs that come out from such communities. And it is through your investment that all of this is possible. Otherwise, we wouldn't have sort of met today to have such a beautiful celebration of some of the entrepreneurs. It is through those investments that we have this day today. And I think then to the ED and TEC team, I think from the inception of the program, when I met with Jayshri and Rapelang, they displayed this positive energy. They showed this uniqueness that they wanted to sort of make an impact within the entrepreneurial space. I mean, when I actually saw that together with our team, we were quite excited to sort of want to work and partner with such an organization, because we sort of not in the transformation space to merely pass time. What we want to see is progress and development so that we can become the solution to some of the problems that we're experiencing, be it directly or indirectly. And I think this is also displayed by some of the selection methods that they have, the quality of the beneficiaries that they bring on board. It talks to the nature as well and character of their strategy and how they basically sort of intend on creating that impact within the society. For me, thank you. Many of the ESD organizations we've worked with, it's more of a compliance approach. It's quite different, but your approach shows that you really care about the development of the entrepreneurs. I mean, one can even tell how invested Youmbe from how he speaks about the organizations. It's as if he's worked for all of them at once at the same time, but it was just during the course of the program. And the resource allocation as well, quite interesting. It's good to also hear that they seek to sort of optimize all of these businesses that sort of participated within the program. Thank you for displaying all of those technical and business skills to sort of identify what needs to be done, as opposed to meeting the requirement of saying we've sort of invested within the businesses. I remember there's a story of an ICASA license as well that was obtained by one of the beneficiaries, which I take it would sort of unlock quite a lot. Thank you a lot. I think for bringing forth fresh thoughts into the ESD space. We look forward to a lot more partnerships and working with you. I think to the entrepreneurs, I'd say the first thing is well done. for having taken the first step to become a solution to the problems we have as a society. That on its own is the biggest step one person can take. Well done for keeping the lights and motivation on whilst the odds are still stacked against you. In the midst of a pandemic, you still had the appetite to go and seek knowledge. You still had the appetite to go and market yourself and try and grow your business. And for me, as well as an entrepreneur, I draw inspiration from all the things that you guys have been doing. I mean, I learned a lot from working with Mafra in terms of discipline, managing time effectively, communication. His methods were quite different. So learn from each other as much as you can. Tap into those opportunities. Do not be afraid. Show up all the time, and deliver quality as opposed to quantity. Make sure that you leave a mark. I mean, Mafra has left a mark in terms of our corridors. It's a company we would really want to work with in future, in any of the future projects we have as BS Vision. When we sort of recommend, when we sort of advise some of our clients. But I think overall, maybe just to sort of give you a background in terms of who we are, we often refer to ourselves as the background people, less in the spotlight. We sort of rally behind transformation being done correctly. We understand what is it that we want to achieve as an organization, which is impacting previously disadvantaged communities, creating opportunities for previously disadvantaged individuals as well. So overall, how we sort of approach that is we partner with, we offer consulting related advices to companies. So there's the law. We don't merely spell out what the law says, but we sort of do a lot of thinking together with the organizations in terms of how we can bring forth solutions that would talk to their organization and equally sort of create a little bit of change in terms of the thinking and approach of how they can become a critical stakeholder within the communities that they operate in. So long story short, I think that's who we are. It was quite a beautiful session. It was quite nice to really hear all of those beautiful stories and the good things that all the entrepreneurs are doing here. I think to you, Rapelang, we appreciate having organized this session for us to participate in as well and get to come and actually witness the work that you guys do and the impact that has sort of gone as far as beyond what we imagined. Rural areas, for instance, in the far parts of Limpopo. We thank you. We thank the YD and TC team, in fact, for making this possible. Like I said, I think mine will just be sweet and short. I hope it was, but thank you a lot to everyone who actually participated and made this a success. Over to you, Rapala.
All right, thank you so much, Terence, and thank you so much for the opportunity as well for having considered us as your G&D partner for this program. And we'll always be grateful to be part of initiatives like this because we are really passionate about the advancement of entrepreneurship in this country. So with a few minutes left, because we are aiming to finish just before 11:30. So I don't know if there is anyone who just listening through the presentation want to make a comment or want to say a word or two or have a specific opportunity for one of our entrepreneurs, or maybe they want to advise any of the entrepreneur on a specific thing, or else, some of the things that can further be taken offline. So I'm just going to, with the few minutes that are left, open up for anyone who has anything from the guests that are there, anything that is directed to any of our entrepreneur or the program at large, to just open for you to be able to say something. Any taker, you can raise your hand and maybe just unmute yourself. If you want us to see you, we'll be glad to see you. Talk to us, and then we'll be able to welcome your comment and welcome anything that you have to say to any of our delegates? Any takers from any of our guests? No pressure, you know, whatever you can say will be much appreciated. Anyone wanting to say anything? Or is everyone covered? Yeah, not a problem at all. I also believe that we will leave it to the offline engagement, and do contact us if you need to access any of our entrepreneurs. So, or if you have already taken any of their numbers, because we did display them in their profile slides. So we are really will be grateful for any for anything that will come out of this. And then, yeah, we'll really be grateful that if you can be able to connect with any of our entrepreneurs, to continue to encourage them, to give them opportunities, to give them contracts, and to refer them as well for whatever opportunities that you may know about. As I said in the beginning, that these are entrepreneurs that are already post-revenue, that are already offering service to existing clients. These are not ideation businesses. These are solid businesses that are market ready, that are investment ready, and that are supply chain ready, that you can be able to work with. So thank you so much, Yako, for saying that. Thank you for the efforts on today, a good news story. And then, yeah, Tshofaso is also saying that, I guess this is where the chats over coffee would be. And Creatives also says, great program and good luck to the graduates. So thank you very much, yeah, for everyone who was able to join us. And this video as well will be able to be posted on the YouTube channels. So just keep tabs with us. So we'll be able to post it in case you need to follow up on something that was said in the session. You can be able to go into the YouTube channel and then catch it there. So I think that's all from my side, and I'm really appreciating everyone's effort for honoring the invitation and be able to be here with us. And the last thing to say is that we will be opening soon for the new cohort. So if you know of any technology company that needs to benefit like some of these beneficiaries, so do recommend them to us, or once we open up for the applications, so do provide them with the information where they can register and be part of this program. And also to the delegate, please refer as many as people as possible to this program. You know the value that you extracted out of this program, and we will also like you to pass on the opportunity to other people by inviting them to participate in the next cohort of this program that will be starting quite soon. So thank you very much from me. I really appreciate your time and effort, and see you again next time. Thank you, guys.